Hi. So, I literally woke up 26 minutes ago, so I may not be talking as much. Um, but I do want to, but I did want to, um, put some kind of effort in here today. Um, what? I'm like, what? I have no idea. Well, I got a little, the first page of chapter 3 done yesterday. I would have gotten more. I probably would have gotten the whole 6 pages that was my goal. But, the guys wanted to play GTA with me, so I was like, oh, hey. So hopefully I'll get it done today. Hopefully I'll get, say, 7 pages. Or maybe even 8 pages. Um, it is my cat Ben's birthday today, and he is sleeping in. He is 13. And I'm not quite understanding that because they're 2 years apart. She would have been 14 if she would have made it to her birthday. Um, so that meant he was 12. Yeah, so that meant that he was 12 last year. She would have been 15 if she would have made it to her birthday this year. Okay. They were 2 years apart, and oddly enough, Ben and Sam are 2 years apart. So we were going with that theme, and then all of a sudden we got Bobby, and she is like 8 years old. And we haven't found any food, um, well, for any of them lately. We have not found any food that doesn't cause some kind of tummy trouble, so we can't even, celebrate in a really awesome way or anything. Okay, I don't know how far this needs to be, because I'm going to build it as I go along, kind of thing. So I'm going to bring it to this spot, but I don't actually know that it needs to go that far, or that it's not going far enough. Um, okay, the people that are watching this video may be thinking, are you sure Ben's sleeping in? He does it every morning, so I'm going to be confident that, um, that is indeed what he's doing. Um, And it feels not fair because it feels not fair that Ben will eventually have to go on his extended vacation, because then I'm going to be only having Sam and Bobby, and they don't get along. Hopefully, it will not be like, um, you know, there's a cat on YouTube right now that is named Flounder, and she does ballet, and um, I'm very confused because I thought her, um, I thought Fiki was a live cat, and because I've seen him walking around and all that stuff, and one of the videos I saw, um, made it sound like he went on his extended vacation. But then the next video is showing them playing, so I don't get it. So I put a message out on there going, I thought it was a live cat. Yeah. There was a lot more words to it, and extending my, uh, extending my upset that he's gone, and Toner, our cat, passed away last year, and I know what you're going through, and it didn't sound like it at the time, but it was trying to say, I know what you're going through. I'm here to talk if you need to, but it didn't quite do that. So I don't know if, like, um, because I thought they were sister brother, kind of, like not necessarily really blood related sister brother, but like they're both live in the house, so that's what they became. You know, um, I thought it was that, but it could have been that like it's cousin cat, and it had to come. I mean, he's a cousin cat, and he had to go back to the house, but the way she was talking was like he was gone. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm a little confused. Well, actually, I'm a lot confused. Um, there's another one on there, and I'm not even subscribed to them. There's a button that says that I could subscribe, but I'm not even subscribed to them. And it's a cat, and I don't know why her name is Merv, because I would think that Merv would be like a boy cat name, but but anyway, I don't like that one so much. So anyway, I keep the cat videos that I like on there, and on my YouTube, and I'm trying to watch. So I'm trying to work on my stories, and I'm trying to watch all the YouTube videos that I have um yet to watch, and the YouTube videos are just piling up and piling up and piling up, and I'm getting a little frustrated because um the one person, lover fella, he does Minecraft stuff. Um, he keeps posting like the same video, same name and everything, and it gets through the um, it gets through the thing and doesn't, like make it number 2 or 3 or whatever, and it doesn't tell him you already got a video by this name. If I do that, it goes and tells me you already got a video by this name. You can't do that. So that's another thing I'm confused about. Um, I'm also confused of why I let myself play GTA yesterday instead of working on my story, but um, yeah, because it's chapter 3. It's the chapter I've been waiting for. Um, so Adam needs a way to get to the airport fast because otherwise he's going to miss his plane. If he misses his plane, then he may be stuck there for a few more days, and Ashley may decide to go with Adam instead of Sean. So the problem becomes that Sean needs to get him there on time. And actually, I think I'm gonna not have it be the motorcycle. At first, I was like, the motorcycle is probably the best choice because it's fast. But then I was like, you know, but now I'm thinking like maybe the motorcycle to get him to um the motorcycle to get him to the. Can you sit? Oh jeez, sit. Good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Issues is a word I made up. By the way, it's not actually. Well, I mean, unless it is. I don't know all the languages of the world, but as far as I know, it's made up. Um, my cat's name is Sam, the one that's sitting on my lap right now, but sometimes I call him Oshis or Ojibu or something like that. I don't know how to spell it. That was creepy. Wrong thing. So, um, my sister's ringtone, because I thought it sounded pretty. Not because, not because that's what I think of her or something like that. Yeah, it's just, I like that sound. Because I had the game show sound and it decided, no, you can't use it anymore. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, it made me upset because we both love game shows. So that's why I had the game show ringtone. And so so that's what I had on there. But it decided one day that I couldn't have that. So it's like fine. But when it's when it's raining on the game, that don't last very long either. When it's raining on the game and it starts thundering, and then that ringtone, yeah. Okay. So so I like trees too. Just in case there's any tree lovers out there going, she's taking out the trees. You know. I do like trees. I just at the moment, they're in the way. Because I went and took a regular world and turned it in, and I'm turning it into my world. So, like I didn't know how I wanted to put this together. And I didn't know how I wanted to put this together, and I may end up having to change one of my stories a little bit because depending on where the baby store is and where the police station is going to depend it depends on this build, if that makes any sense. This build is going to determine how I rewrite that story to make it make sense. You trying to shake out the sleep in your leg, or are you dreaming about something? I don't know, but he did it again. I think his leg's asleep. So, one of the cat families I watch, I just remembered this because of Sam, but he helps his kitty cats stretch. And I thought that was a good idea, but you can't really do that, um, just all of a sudden. You gotta, like, start that from when they were a kitten. It's like, leash training them. You really gotta do that from when they were a kitten. Coral actually did learn from a kitten how to be on leash. Um, and so did, um, yeah, so did Ben. But Sam was already a year old, so um, he does, you know, he does mostly good on a leash. They don't actually, um, I mean, Ben does, but they don't actually, like walk like a dog. Ben does walk on a leash, but he does that. Um, he does that thing where he's just sniffing around, and the leash is there to make sure that if a big dog comes by, I can grab him easy. We do have a lot of big dogs in the complex, but the one, or well, I don't know if a lot is the word, but we do have some dogs in the complex, and they might have attitude against cats. I don't actually know, but the one cat. I mean the one dog. He had a cat, so or she had a cat. Okay. Yeah, I think it was a girl dog, but um, they had a cat, so they wouldn't have bugged Ben at all. Ben used to love going for a walk, and then we moved here, and it kind of, like you can't really take a cat out for a walk in the winter around here. Because it's too dang cold. Well, actually, it's usually because it's snowing, but for some reason this year it hasn't been. It's like sometimes you know, like I would like snow, but then, like this year, I was hoping for snow, and I was telling you about my story, and I just went off on everything else. We'll get back to it. Anyway, like this year, I was hoping for snow, but I was also not hoping for snow because we didn't have the new truck yet. And so so I felt bad because I'm like, God, I want snow, I want snow, I want snow. And then I was also saying, no, because of the truck, you know. So now there can be snow because we don't have that truck anymore. We have a four-wheel drive vehicle, and I think it's awesome. And the best part is that even though I was driving a little slow because I haven't driven in so long, um, I really was. I was driving slow, but I can drive it. So I was really happy about that. Because I kept saying I want to be able, I want to be able to drive it too. Because every once in a while, my father-in-law has an appointment, or my mother-in-law has a doctor's appointment that they can't take themselves to. Um, Not because they're incapable of driving, just because, like, my father-in-law has to go to the eye doctor, and this may gross people out. Um, Fair warning. Um, he has to get shots in his eyes. So then when they do that, he sits in the room for a while, getting his eyes back to um, usefulness or something like that. But then it's like he has, um, it's almost like he has a piece of paper in front of him. They described it as cheesecloth, but I don't know what that looks like. Not the doctors explained it that way, but my in-laws, they explained it that way, and I'm like, I've never seen cheesecloth. Yeah. Um, like my mom always, like she could do shake and bake, and if you don't know what that is, please put it in the comments below. I will see if we can make shake and bake. At least the version mom used to make. I don't usually work with raw ingredients at all. Um, especially meat, but I will make a special effort to make a video showing you showing you what shake and bake is if you want me to. Um, I'll have my husband there just in case, but only problem is that we got a rather small kitchen. So my husband wants to put in a dishwasher, and that's good. I'm fine with that. But he also wants to put in a, he wants to put in cabinets and stuff, and it's like we can't really put in cabinets. We don't got enough room, and I keep asking him, where are you going to put my table? Because it's gotten hideously dirty over the years, but we well, we really need to clean it off, and we have, but we kind of use that table as a stuff mart, so it's like we're trying to we're trying to like reach down to be able to clean it. Yeah, I do admit I'm not the best um at I'm not the best at cleaning, and actually the kitchen's his deal because we found out pretty quick that he has no feel for laundry. He's the kind that'll put in, they'll put jeans and uh like jeans and pinks and undergarments and all that stuff in together, because that's the way his mom taught him how to do it. And we've got enough laundry colors that we go and put like the blues together and the pinks together, and well, I think it ends up being like pink, red, and you know, um, yeah, it ends up being like pink and red. I think. But anyway, we have enough of certain colors that we don't have to go and throw it in. Oh, and black, you know, um, black colored clothes too. We can all go and put it in their own separate, so it keeps the colors nice. And like when we were living with my in-laws for a while, they didn't understand why I was doing it that way, and it's like because that's the way it needs to be. It's the right way to do it. Like they didn't understand why I wasn't doing laundry every day, and it's like, well, we've got enough clothes that we don't have to do laundry every day. We can do laundry once a week, and it's all good. We don't even have to do laundry once a week most of the time. Oh, and for all of you who are tracking that, I finally got both of my packages, um, and they did not follow instructions. I have not gotten the email saying, "Hey, did they follow instructions or not?" Um, and I will be saying, "Look, the one that showed up." I will be saying the one that showed up for dropping off my package um, did do what they were supposed to do. They even put it on the dryer just like I asked them to. The other one, on the other hand, did not. And, I mean, they even knocked. I liked that driver. The first driver, they even knocked. Um, because I just want them to knock because it's like I'm home. Um, I don't want my package staying out there for all the world to steal. I don't think we have that problem here, but just in case. You always see that it's this one town somewhere, and you don't know where it is because it's YouTube, but, you know, it's always this one town somewhere, and, you can tell that there's like nobody around, and these people are so stupid, or it was set up for YouTube. I didn't even think of that. Um, it could just be set up for YouTube. But, whatever the deal is, they um they go and steal the package. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, that'll do. Wasn't a very big room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We'll do it this way for now. If we need more wall, then we'll do that. And if we don't need more wall, maybe we'll adjust accordingly. I have no idea. Um, I didn't actually see a place to cook the meal. It's just there was like a big conveyor belt kind of thing right here. I don't even know if it's a conveyor belt, but a big thing right here. And I did not understand how it went, so I just walked right out the door again. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I don't think that's right. We'll make it that way, but I don't think that's right. Okay, and then if that's the way it is, then but the problem is over here. One, two, three. Blah, blah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yeah, that seems okay. Because this is the room with the weights. And a balance beam for gymnastics and stuff like that. And I don't know where the doors were for here. So we'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Leave her alone. No! No, 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 no. You okay now? Hold on, I'll be back. The cat erupted. I have to go wash my hands. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, um, Bobby erupted, and then turns out that sometime during the night, the other cat erupted. I'm assuming Sam. Anyway, so while I was up there, I sang happy birthday to Ben, because that's about all we can do to celebrate his birthday is sing happy birthday. Um, because it used to be that the boys could eat anything. And now it's not that way anymore. So, like, the only thing that we could maybe do is buy them a very small bag of indoor delights instead of the fishy food, but they like the fishy food. Fishy food is their food. Um, it's Prina Friskies Seafood Sensations. Not a paid advertisement, just I like their product. Um, so some people call that junk food. And I'm like, okay, so it's not that great, but it is plentiful. So that's what we get. And actually, I don't think it could be junk food because of the fact that um, Coral's tummy was getting upset every single food we gave her, and then we started giving her Purina Friskies. It was at Indoor Delights, but we started giving her Purina Friskies, and all of a sudden, she's fine. Her tummy was happy. So I'm giving them brownie points for that one. Actually, I'd probably give them more than brownie points for that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So, anyway, like I said, some people would call that junk food. I do not. For some reason, I remember going from the multi-purpose room right there to over here. But it's probably going to be that whatever right here. I don't know. I just know that the multi-purpose room, um, it could open up into the gym if it needed to. Like, for, I think it was for prom, they'd open that up instead and have them on the, um, not prom, when they have the rally to announce the prom queen hopefuls and the prom princess hopefuls, um, they opened it up then, I think. I don't remember. I just know that um I just know that for one of my books, because this is how I felt at the time, um, I kind of liked going to the rallies sometimes. And then I found out you get to go home early if you don't go to the rally. That was good times. But I did go to the one where it was um I did go to the one where it was the hopefuls for the uh for prom, and this one girl, I was jealous because she was um she got to, she got to leave class early for one, but for that particular time, she was a prom queen or princess hopeful, and I was a little bit jealous. So I wrote that into my book. The character in my book was, a little or um I think I wrote that into my book where the person watching them was jealous. So, oh yeah, I did, but in a different way. Okay, so there was a kid named, I'm just gonna call him Matt. I know exactly what his name was. The whole thing, first and last. But I'm just gonna call him Matt. Anyway, I made him in my in my story. I made him uh like make fun of the girl that is going to be a prom queen hopeful. I mean, she's a prom queen hopeful, but she may be able to be a prom queen. We don't know. Well, anyway, or you know, no, maybe it was not prom. It was the you know, that game where where the maybe what, I don't know. Anyway, there's that homecoming queen. Maybe it was that I'm actually thinking of, but I think I called it prom queen. But anyway, whatever the deal is. So I'm gonna have to go and make some um I'm gonna have to make some tables and stuff. Okay, so the chair would be here. I want to say that this room had two. Yeah, it had like two doors, so I'll do it that way. But still, the chair would be there. So one, two, three. Okay, there's a spot there, and then because a two-way walkway, and then chair, two-way walkway, chair. They're probably not going to stay stone. Just saying. There ends up being a lot more of these than I would like there to be, though. One two-way walkway, one. Just hope I'm getting these right. Do we have chairs? Mock chairs. No, I don't like that. Okay, how about we put the chair, like on the floor instead of on the table? There, that's less confusing. Although, if we can fix that problem at the end over there, I'd really be happy. Apparently not. And then, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes more sense. Okay. So, anyway, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Because I think, um, I think what would be even better is to have, William's got to drive a, um, William's got to drive some kind of car to get them there. And, no, because the idea that I'm thinking of doesn't work. The idea that I'm thinking of does not work because of one little thing. I don't think that works either. Hold on. Like, no, that does not work. Has to be a solid. Well, we'll just put it in as a wall and, well, it's gonna be taken out anyway. We'll just have to put it in as a wall and it's got to be a different. I guess we'll just have to put it in as wall. It was actually a removable wall. And I want to say that that this was a multi-purpose room, and that the door actually came in this way, but I don't know. So, not that. I don't know. Okay, so that'd be white, and that'd be a door, and that was actually a solid door, but we'll put this in for now. Um, you know, maybe that did, like right here, then that would have to be, no, that would mean that the locker room isn't as big as I need, or isn't as big as I think I need it to be. I don't know. It's pretty much we're gonna have to build the gym, the part with the basketball court first, and then figure out the rest. So, so in my story, um, Sean volunteers to get Adam to the airport, and like I'm wondering how to do that now because I don't think that the motorcycle would be fast enough. I mean, it depends on the motorcycle, I guess, but I really don't think it would be fast enough. So the problem becomes, what does he drive? Well, I was kind of thinking that um, Sean said that he in a future book, he says that they started a car collection as soon as they turned a certain age, and I can't remember what that age was. If it's 16, then oh good, okay, we can we can have him um get to town. um blah, 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 blah. We can have him get to town, trade vehicles. We can even have the ninja steal it, and but the ninja's supposed to steal it at the airport, so that that's kind of a problem. The ninja's supposed to steal it at the airport, or maybe she could just show up because you're supposed to get a ride. The ninja's supposed to get a ride from William, which makes sense, and then the um but it's supposed to be like a big surprise in Sweet Revenge that Sean knows how to drive that car. So, hmm. And I don't know any other fast car. Well, I know a lot of fast cars. I just don't know any more fast cars that he would definitely want to drive. I mean, like there's a whole bunch of cars in my books because I watched the Fast and Furious series, and I watched a series called Initial D. It's the 2010 version. It's, I assume, Japanese anime. Because if you watch it on Crackle, season 5 is in Japanese, which is very annoying to me because I want to see and I want to see season 5, and I don't speak Japanese, and I want to find out what happens. I had all these great ideas of what could have happened, and I don't know that any of them are going to come true. Like I personally thought that his girlfriend should come back. Um, his girlfriend should come back into his life, and um, his girlfriend should come back into his life, and she should be like the best street racer ever. Like she learned how to drive because like she knows that he's all into street racing, and that's like the most important thing to him at the moment. So she wants to go and be a street racer too. But I don't know that, I don't know if that would be allowed in their country. So I don't know. Um, I do know that at the beginning of the series, they had just gotten their licenses. So, like, I think they have to wait until they're 18 to get their license. Based on that TV show, I mean. So, I don't know. Anyway, it's very interesting. But, yeah, so I just need to pick a really fast car. Um, something that would get them there on time. But then there's the small problem. Is this bamboo or sugar? I don't know. It has to go. I love that. Um, but I don't think that the motorcycle would be fast enough. I don't know how fast motorcycles go, but I really don't think it'd be fast enough. Um, so I may end up changing his mode of transportation. But the problem with that is that the problem with that is that I've already got it established the way that I have it, and I don't know if it would be easy to change it or not. Um, but anyway, they get to the airport, and she steals the motorcycle, and William ends up having to, they get Adam where he needs to go, but William ends up having to go and get him out of the airport holding cell thing. Um, like a jail, but it's like the jail on the Dukes of Hazzard, where you go into the one building and it happens to have holding cells, like that. Or like maybe if you've ever seen Lizzie McGuire, maybe like that episode with Aaron Carter. Um, the mom was being held in a room because they were trying to get. They were called and told that Lizzie McGuire was on the lot. Well, Lizzie didn't know that. Um, I think it was his dad. I mean, her dad. Lizzie's a guy. Lizzie's a girl. Um, Lizzie's a girl. Lizzie is female. Played by Hilary Duff. Anyway, um, her dad got tickets for no backstage passes, backstage backstage passes, and they didn't know that um they didn't know that he had those, so they snuck in. And so at one point they get called that a Lizzie McGuire is, um, causing problems on the lot, and they need to come pick their kid up. Well, she goes and tells the person at the gate that, and I think they end up kind of like sneaking in too, or something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, they get put in a holding cell. It's just a big room where, like it looked like a big room without chairs. Okay, so Maybe it had a bench and I just don't remember it being there. So my sister's heard the ringtone that I used for her, and she sent me a text that she's laughing. Okay, so yeah, we're making up the gym as we go along. With the oh, I don't think that this is what should be here, actually. Depends on how many lockers we want and how we're going to do it. Because I really don't understand how we're going to do the lockers, because usually I do the lockers on something and you can't put like. Oh, I think I know how. Um, usually you go and like that, right? Well, you can't just like say, do, no, you can't just like do that over here, you know? So I'm going to have to do that again. Yeah, that worked just fine. Anyway, so I'm going to have to figure that out. I remember there being walls and bathrooms and showers, and that's where I usually get into trouble, is the bathrooms and the showers. And what I mean by getting into trouble is like trying to figure out room for that stuff. So I'm probably going to um it was like, okay, so it was like you go into this one area in the locker room. You go into this one area and it had the I think it had like two stalls. I'm probably gonna add more because there was a lot of students. But anyway, there's like two stalls, and then just a little bit further than that was um was the showers. And I think there was like three showers on each side, or maybe it was only two showers on each side, but I don't remember exactly. There's probably gonna be more than that too. But it was like literally you go from the locker, where your locker is, to the shower. There was no like little waiting room thing or anything like that. So I don't know what I'm going to do for that. But but after yesterday's disaster of not being able to do my story at all, I'm probably going to um get off in about 15 minutes. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Miss, how you get in the shower and you know shampoo up your hair and all that. Yeah, she forgot to rinse it, and got out of the shower that way. I'm not trying to embarrass her. I just think I'm not trying to embarrass her. It's just I think it's funny. Um, yeah, so we're gonna have to like put in. What is your problem? Um, okay, I am gonna say something totally bizarre. But it makes sense. Okay, so there was a toy called Speak and Spell, and I think that's part of the reason why I know how to spell the word guess. You know, like I guessed the right answer. You know. Anyway, it's the reason why I know how to spell a few different words. It's not the reason why I know how to spell bureau because Speak and Spell was on Speak and Spell was on the movie E.T. It was part of the contraption. Um, Gertie called it her electronic spelling game. Well, I'm not sure game is the correct word, um, but I know she called it her electronic spelling something. Um, oh, I might try that. So, I don't have the best hair in the world. I used to have very pretty hair. Or at least, Mom said it was very pretty. Um, but all of a sudden it just kind of isn't so great on the top of my head, you know? So my sister was suggesting that maybe I ought to, except for I don't like smell like coconuts, but I would do it if it helped my hair. Um, so she's using coconut infused or something like that for damaged hair. Well, I'm kind of thinking my hair is damaged. I don't know, but I'd be willing to try it. Um, I don't know. It could be that I just have like the family, like maybe my head like followed my dad too much or something. I don't know. That's what I'm kind of thinking because um he's not bald, but his hair is thinner than it used to be. Believe me, he had to get used to that because it stayed that way. Um, but it's thinner than it used to be. Maybe, okay, maybe there's the eating multi-purpose room, and then there's like another multi-purpose room over here. I don't know. It would make sense. See, for people who don't have all those neat little extras that I've got right now, this is a decent alternative to build it. And this is a decent alternative, as opposed to doing it with all the fancy stuff. Okay, one, two, three. Problem is that this room doesn't need to be as tall as some of the other stuff. This room can be smaller. But anyway, so Sean takes Adam to the airport. Well, they find out that the plane can't go out and he's got to get back. They find out that the plane cannot go out. Oh, I just thought of something. Okay, so one of the books that I'm writing is actually what Adam Baker is doing when he's at home. It's partly that. It's mostly about his girlfriend Robin, but um, it is partly what he does at home, and I was just wondering um why he'd have his brother drop him off and pick him up. Well, then because his boss um either helped him get the truck or paid for it. I don't remember which. But it's his new boss, and they live in um I don't know if I actually said Santa Clara, but I just said that they lived by the Great American Carnival, which Great America either does live in Santa Clara or did live. I don't know because they were talking about taking it out, and I don't know. I know nothing about that except for what YouTube can show me. And it was like a big thing for a little bit, and then it just no more news. So weird. Um, I think I'd be very sad to go to California and find out that Great America's not there. But if it's not safe anymore, that would be a good reason to close it down. But I also think that the reason why they're uh another reason why they might be closing it down is because they added Six Flags to Vallejo, and you know nobody in the um greater Fairfield area is going to want to go all the way to Santa Clara when they've got um when they've got Six Flags right there. But they were saying that it might be because of the fact that I forgot my mother-in-law wants to have my husband go over there to fix her computer because the mouse is not working. I understand that. I totally understand that. And she claims that the batteries are brand new. I say claim because should he's probably going to get over there and find out that that they've been in there for a week or a month even, something like that. I hope not, but anyway, I'm not going. That's the problem. I want to stop this at 10 and just quit early so I can actually work on my story, especially since he's not going to be home, you know? But there's a problem because, I did commit to at least streaming until 11, and there's another hour. So that's another hour that I'm not working on my story. And I'm still trying to figure out, because I was thinking, okay, there's supposed to be but I haven't gotten to that part yet. But there's supposed to be a garage in town that Sean is using to store his cars. Like it's his garage. Um, maybe he's paying taxes for the space or whatever, but we don't go into those kind of details. But he's got a garage in town that's storing all of his cars. But I think it's not until he's 18 that he starts that, but I can't remember right now, and it's bugging the heck out of me because if he could go to the if he could go to the garage and get a faster thing, a faster vehicle, then that would be great. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off because I don't know. I just don't know. Um, so like I want to get 6 pages done today. I don't remember how many pages this chapter is. I guess I'm deciding to keep it the way it is, but it's a long freaking chapter. It's like 50 pages or something like that. It's a big chapter. Um, so this way I'll be able to tell what people like better. anyway, the short chapters like with the war with Grandpa. I like short chapters. I just don't necessarily like, the chapters where it's a page long or a half a page long, whatever it was. In one of the chapters, it was like super short, but but it was like, that's what's happening on Monday, and then this is what's happening on Tuesday. At least with the with chapter 3 here that I'm working on, it's the thing of um, it's the thing of it's all the same night. So technically, even though they're in like 6 different places, oh, hold on a sec. I told you to tell him happy birthday. I can't believe that. That one's 13.
Here's how to get even.
No.
Go get it.
Okay, so I don't. Sorry, choking on. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Anyway, um, so I'm pretty sure I said this already, but our cat turned 13 today. I don't know if well, we don't know that it's his actual birthday. We just know that he was born somewhere in January, and we made a guesstimate of when his birthday was. Well, it was like May when we got him, and she said 4 months ago, so January. I don't know. But yeah, he's 13 now. Oh my goodness. So anyway, wanted to make sure my husband said happy birthday. And it didn't want to be yelling in your ears. So, oh, and I very much appreciated, day before yesterday, it's when Coral went on her extended vacation. Yeah, I remember saying that because we were going that way at the time. But anyway, um, um, I was telling Chris from Park Pass, because he's the one that made the video. I was telling Christian Park Pass I was having a little bit of a sad day because, it was the 1 year anniversary of when Coral went on her extended vacation, went to go live with the kitty doctor. And I don't exactly remember exactly what he said, but, basically it was him being sympathetic about it. I very much appreciated that. Very much. Oh, I finally got to watch. We'll get back to the story again in a little bit, but I finally got to watch um, the Don't Stop Meowing family um, at Disneyland, and it was neat. In the one video, um, their son Taj, he's watching the parade, and they thought for sure he's gonna be saying Buzz, Woody. Well, he did say Buzz, when Buzz was far away from them, but as soon as as soon as the float drove closer, he's like, Jesse! And I don't think that they've watched. I don't know what they do at Grandma's house, but I don't think that they watch Disney stuff all that often. And it was like, that is so cool. And he's only like 2, going on 3 or something like that, or maybe it's 3 now. 'Cause he did have a birthday sometime this month. But I'll have to keep watching their videos to find out. Um, but it's weird because I remember him being a baby. I thought he was a baby last year, but they're saying he was 2, and I'm like, huh? So maybe he was a baby in 2024, and I was just holding on to that. I don't know, but being a mama through their videos, because they're the ones with babies. Um, but anyway, it was neat watching, getting to watch them at Disneyland. They didn't record much though. I don't know if that's because they weren't supposed to, or if it was because, um, they wanted to spend time with family. It was the 3 different families actually, because it was Taj and his family. Well, Taj and his parents. The kitty cats had to stay home, of course. But Taj and his family, and then his cousin Idris and his family. And I don't know if I think they did. I think she did, but there's some rides at Disneyland that it specifically says if you're pregnant, please don't go on this. So it's not all the rides, it's just some of them. So like, oh, that's probably why they didn't go on that many rides. They went on I know they went on It's a Small World, and they went on Peter Pan. But like, it's weird because when my kids went in 2010, um they weren't allowed to go on a lot of the rides apparently, and it's like I've been going on most of these rides. I'm not going to say Space Mountain and Splash Mountain or Tiana's Bayou Adventure as it's called now. Um, I'm sorry, I liked it when it was Splash Mountain. Um, there's nothing wrong with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, except for that I don't understand it because, you can't record the whole thing. You can't record the whole thing, and it bugs me that um, it's because, when you're streaming, it cuts out at some point. And so if I get to go there and I get to record, I get to record it, I am going to record it with, I'm just going to record it. I'm not going to stream it. I mean, I may come up with a streaming device at that point, but you put it in the hamper and I'll squeeze in laundry. No, the down here hamper. It has to be in the down here hamper. We've got a hamper upstairs, but we cannot bring it down. Yeah, we have a hamper upstairs. We cannot bring it downstairs because it's so heavy. So anyway, I'm just asking him to put it in the hamper down here. No. No. And you know you're supposed to bring it down here. You leave it up there every single time. Now, were you going to go straight over or were you going to wait until I can make breakfast first? Well, because she needs her computer now. I'm just saying she needs her computer now, and waiting would be. Ugh. Hold on. Okay. So the screen's not gonna move, but I'm still gonna be talking. I need to go and make. Oh, it was 425. I know that for a fact. It's 425. I could go and. What was my brain thinking? Oh, I could bake the sausage too. Might work better. Nobody's sausage shows instructions for baking, I don't think. And I personally think that's a bad thing. Because it's a very bad thing to be eating all that grease. Anyway. Oh, look. But. What? You sit here, you eat here, and you have your food here. Hello. Husbands. So anyway, don't know what I was talking about a minute ago, but yeah, Sean takes Adam to the airport, and then um the maybe there's a trailer on his car. No, that would slow it down.
What are we trying to haul?
It could be. Well, I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm literally thinking that it would be faster not to take the motorcycle to the thing, the airport, but to like get to his garage in town. But I don't know that that works. To get to his garage in town and grab a faster vehicle. But then you have the problem of the problem of you got to explain that you're not using the motorcycle, or you've got to you got to get the motorcycle to the thing, or have um the ninja have stolen it while they were there or something. You have to come up with a way for her to get the motorcycle, and then
Oh, I got an answer. You're trying to get to a garage in town to get a faster car, right? Take the bike to the garage to get the faster car. How the ninja gets there, I don't know,
that's what I'm saying. Well, she got a ride from William, but they wouldn't have been at the garage because William's not supposed to know about the garage until Sweet Revenge.
he could drop her somewhere nearby. If she knows about said garage. She knows everything else. Why wouldn't she know that?
Well, I don't think she's supposed to know either. I don't know. But she's supposed to steal the motorcycle at the airport. So it becomes the problem of William's car could have the motorcycle.
Well, you threw a couple ramps in the back of a pickup and some straps. You could put a bike in the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah, but he's got a sports car.
Who says he takes his car?
I did already.
You got a garage loaded with vehicles. And you won't stick to a sports car?
And William's got to be there because he's got to pick up. I mean, he's got to, well, pick up, take custody, something like that, of Sean. Um, because he had his sword on him at the airport, and it set off the metal detectors.
Of course it's going to set off the metal detectors. It's a sword.
Anyway, it's gonna be a pretty interesting story. As soon as I figure out, you know, I may just leave it the way it is. Having them go on the motorcycle. Maybe it's one of those really fast motorcycles. I don't know. That was the idea. It's just supposed to be a Harley. I don't know if Harley has like um a really 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 fast motorcycle. We may have to go to the Harley shop later today and find out.
Or you could hit the website.
Or yeah, I could hit the website. Then we wouldn't have to
It's
go
a
out
sport bike.
more. Yeah, but it's supposed to be the classic Harley from like the like the 80s.
Street bikes are not meant for speed. They're meant for work.
Okay. But yeah, it's supposed to be like the classic motorcycle from the 80s, maybe the 90s.
Why would they have such an old bike in a rich person's garage?
Because
As anything other than something that looks.
because it's nostalgia. That's the first. That's the motorcycle that Katie gave her. Remember?
Okay, well, that's a different subject. It probably gets tuned up and never ridden.
No, it gets ridden by the ninja.
Oh, your ninja's rich. Why hasn't she bought herself a Kawasaki Ninja bike? Because that's who makes that model.
Because she likes the. Oh, see, he's thinking that it's a ninja, so she needs to be riding a Kawasaki. Sorry about that. Ninja bike, and
When I get home, I'll show you the difference in the bikes that I'm thinking of.
okay.
We have GTA to work with.
Well, it's not the one that Reno was driving in Renegade. I can't actually remember what bike I based that off of. I just know it was a Harley.
Harley makes quite a few different models, especially nowadays.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know which one I used. You know, which one is the one that had the first Harley that I was I mean that had the Harley that I was thinking of. I have no idea.
Knowing you, it was a Terminator's bike.
Um Maybe, but
More than likely, it'd be an 80s Harley.
no, because I didn't watch Terminator until I was in like high school or
It's
well,
still the
maybe
style
junior
of bike
high.
that you're talking about.
What?
It's still the same style of bike you're talking about.
Okay, but I don't I'm just saying I didn't watch it till later. No, this is a bike that I saw in the 80s. So I don't think I saw Terminator.
Yeah, you probably saw an ad for it.
No, it was on a TV show or a movie.
Oh, I know what it was. Mouse and the motorcycle. Yep.
No, I didn't watch that until I didn't watch that until we found it on YouTube that one time or wherever we were watching it on. Pretty sure it was YouTube.
I'll show you the bike I'm thinking of.
So if she calls again, you just tell her that I'm making breakfast and
I told
I
her
was like,
soon. I didn't tell her exactly when, because I don't know exactly when.
yeah, but I'm just saying when when she calls again, you know she's going to. Just tell her I'm making breakfast. I was letting you sleep in. Don't know why I was letting him sleep in on Ben's birthday, but yeah.
But I don't know.
Because it's not your birthday.
Well, the cat won't let me sleep in at all, so.
And I told them at like 5 something in the morning or 6 something like that. Anyway, whenever I got up, I told them day off. They're supposed to listen.
Listen, laughing to these boys. Well, there's that bike. But that's just a cartoon.
Yeah, that's not it. And that thing next to her looked like a Honda. My dad's Honda. You never got to see it, but you know. It's the kind where the gas tank is. It looks like half a bubble. Definitely looks like a bubble, you know. A solid color, metal and all that, but looked like a bubble. That's my best way to describe it. Yeah, see, you gotta know these things. You know, to write a story, you have to know these things. Um, what you based it off of and all that. And just, I didn't have a computer at the time. I started writing this stuff down, and it was just a Harley, and I have not seen a Harley like what I'm talking about since, I don't think. Huh. I saw it on something. So you gotta, like, know these things, and... What the HE double hockey sticks?
I don't know. It's a picture.
That's not
Of what?
just a picture. Okay,
Not
it
sure what
looks
they're thinking
like...
of.
The picture looks way too risque, but, you know, way too...
Important stuff covered.
whatever. We don't know what the other side looks like. It looks like they're not wearing as much as they should be, but it does kind of look like a group of cheerleaders, um, working on their routine. But they're definitely not wearing enough. Oh, weird. There's a guy that looks almost dead on like Robert De Niro on this episode. Oh, that might be the one where celebrities went on there and they were pretending to be somebody else, but the
Oh,
judges weren't fooled, or it was somebody else entirely, and the judges were fooled, something like that.
I've got a few bikes. Kind of show you what I was thinking of. Classic Harley look is that one on the left with the flames.
Nope.
And a sportier bike is this one over here in the corner.
Nope.
Or the one across from it.
Nope.
There's another classic style bike.
The one with the hat looking thing on it? No.
Just different models in here.
I think it was the seat, but no.
This is the most classic of classic bikes in this game. That one.
Well, then they missed a classic one that I'm talking about.
And then there's stuff like that one. I don't even know what that one is.
Oh, good. Okay. So screen's not gonna be moving, but I've gotta put hash browns in. Hash browns. Hash browns. Okay, so we haven't had hash browns in a while because I didn't like the Lind ones. I don't know if it was actually Lind, but it was something like that anyway. Um, anyway, I didn't like those. They tasted funny. Oh, not they tasted funny. They made up funny because they're always floppy. Um, they didn't cook right. So, now all of a sudden we're having great value. I know a lot of people don't like great value, but I do. Tastes like, it has like the flavor that I remember these foods having. Hold on. Do you want me to try baking your sausage?
I guess.
Okay. I don't know. Mine aren't gonna fit on the thing. I don't think. Oh, well, we're not gonna need to put it in like right away. You know, they're not gonna be needing to be put in there for 23 minutes. The sausage is like already cooked. It's just needs to be warmed up, and well, I think it is anyway. Already cooked. Anyway, so I'm a baker, not a pan fry on the stove person with sausage and. Okay. Yep. Nope. I would rather bake it because I think it actually comes out right.
That's more of a sport bike there. Ninja style. There we go. That's more like a ninja bike.
Okay, that does look fast.
It's a vindicator in the game.
But I think the fastest one on there is the Dinka Double T.
No.
Well, the fastest with the handling ability. I need to go upstairs. I will be back.
Dinka is not the fastest at any rate.
You're putting this in there, or I'm not doing anything with it.
Dinka is far from the fastest.
Okay, I'm back. Well, with that one, unless this was a really old episode. Okay, what is the name of this video? Oh, celebrity lookalikes who fooled the judges. Okay. Okay, so it'd definitely be regular people who look and act like the celebrities that they're pretending to be. So like so like in that episode of Full House where Jesse's pretending to be Elvis, um they had a Marilyn Monroe lookalike on there. She um and I was just talking about that, and then what walks onto the screen? Or who walks onto the screen? Marilyn Monroe. um Obviously a lookalike because you know it's kind of like Elvis Presley. Do we know that she's actually gone? I don't know. Just wondering. What's she singing anyway? Oh, helps to have a I'm just wondering. Yeah, I I didn't recognize it. It's probably like if I hear, more of it, I probably would. Anyway, I'm gonna have fun watching that later. Um, okay. So I want to get at least 6 pages done in my story today. And then I'll let myself have some video game time. Whether I finish this and surprise you with it tomorrow morning, or, what is a different subject, because, I may go on Dreamlight Valley, but I've been avoiding Dreamlight Valley because I know it's going to I know that I'm going to be on there longer than I want to be, right? Well, now I feel like I'm neglecting it. You know, like uh, I get this overwhelming. I get this overwhelming um, fear that they're going to take it away if we don't play it. I hope not. I definitely hope not. But I do. So then I'm like, I want to play Dreamlight Valley. I love Dreamlight. I love Dreamlight Valley. I do. But at the moment, I'm a little busy. So, hey, she's up walking around. I am happy. It's like the third time that she's done that today. So, our cat, Bobby, doesn't really like our cat, Sam. And I don't know why. What?
I'm collecting a bike.
Oh, okay.
Called
So
Vader.
it's called a Vader.
Mm-hmm. Vader.
Alright.
So now I can get it.
Apparently on GTA there is a motorcycle called a Vader. Not a Vader, but it's called Vader.
Kind of sporty looking.
It's kind of sporty looking. Um, I'm still trying to remember what the heck motorcycle I'm thinking of. It's not the one. Okay, so to run it down like that, it's not the one on the TV show Renegade with Lorenzo Lamas. It's not the motorcycle that was in that one episode of The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. with Bruce Campbell. And the guy who played Lord Boulder. Um, I'm pretty sure he's in that episode. Yeah, he's in that episode because they were trying to, he was trying to track Briscoe down because he figured that Briscoe was doing something that would make money and he wouldn't be in on the action kind of thing, if I remember correctly. And then, or, or that might have been the episode where he was trying to track something else down. Um, I might be mixing episodes too. But anyway, they had motorcycles on Briscoe County Jr. for just one episode, and it's a western with horses, but it's got some uh, silly supernatural stuff in it too. Um, it's got this thing called the orb, and the orb is supposed to help mankind. But if the orb gets in the hands of the bad guy, Bly? Bly was the bad guy, yeah. I should know that. Oh my gosh. Um, I shouldn't be having to question it, is what I'm saying. That would be like me questioning what is the guy's name on Knight Rider, and his name is Michael Knight. Well, it was Michael something else, but he's only Michael something else in one episode, so it's okay that it's respectable that I don't know his original name. Um, but he's Michael somebody else,
What do you think of my little bug?
and then the bad guy. What the heck?
Herbie's gone bad.
He He's got like Herbie's evil twin, or like
Crocker.
that cousin that is you know the biker dude.
That's the Herbie punk
The
rocker.
Yeah, the punk rocker Herbie. If you don't know what Herbie is, watch Hurley Fully Loaded, The Love Bug, Herbie Goes Monte Carlo,
Herbie goes
Herbie Goes
bananas.
Bananas. Um,
This one's Herbie goes psycho.
yeah, he's saying that one's Herbie Goes Psycho. um, yeah, Herbie looks more like a dune buggy than he does
No,
a.
I left the dune buggy in the garage. It was the one sitting next to this one.
That's not the point. It looks like it looks like Herbie has gone dune buggy and has a Mr. T mohawk and all that stuff.
Evil bug. You did set a timer, right?
No, I thought I'd let it burn. Yeah, I set a timer.
I don't know. Everybody gets to a point where they forget stuff.
Well, I didn't. Okay, so there's 5. 6. That guy looks really close to. He's not Elvis, but he looks really close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it needs to be taller than that because somebody's got to be on the balance beam and they got to feel like the ceiling's higher. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. I may have to have like the sea lanterns as the floor and then the sea lanterns as the lighting. I don't know. See, I've watched that many Elvis Presley movies. I know what he looks like. So I know that he wouldn't look like a young Elvis right now. He'd probably look not Stallone, because Stallone looks like he's been in one too many fights nowadays. I'm sorry, Sylvester Stallone, but you
Mostly in the
do.
movies. He has, mostly in the movies.
Um, I don't know. He looks like he took a few of those fights home.
It's possible.
I don't think so, but
Depends on the stunts. He probably got knocked in the nose a couple of times.
I'm just saying the poor guy's getting old.
Getting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, needs to be taller than that. 7, 8. Um, yeah. So we may have to go and have the floor play off the ceiling for light. Yeah, so I can't wait to watch that specific video because, um, there's certain people that I'm like looking at them going, I don't know who that is. Oh, that could be, she's being one of the judges. I don't recognize the judge, but I mean, except for as a judge. I don't recognize the judge, but um, there's like probably 1,000 people that probably would recognize her. I remember this being a very bright room. I just don't remember it being. Um, Darn it. So I'm suddenly wondering. I am suddenly wondering if the other kids in the cheaper by the dozen household for the Steve Martin version, um, I'm wondering if they had mill names of where they were. I'll be back. Okay, so two of the kids, they're twins. Anyway, two of the kids have a weird middle name because uh because that's where they came into being. And and so I'm wondering, do the other kids have that same problem, or is it just those twins that have that problem? And I like how they explained that. They had they had like I think two sets of twins. Lovely. Um, so the Farmer John, what are you guys doing over there? Anyway, the Farmer John, sausage that my husband got for himself. I'm eating the Great Value again. Um, anyway, it's got paper stuff on it, and it likes to stick to the meat. Okay. Anyway, it likes to stick to the meat, and that is not good. I don't know what the neighbors are doing next door, but they're being weird. Ah! Okay, sorry about that. The cord got stuck on the drawer pull. His sausage looked funny yesterday. Did, did not like the idea. Oh, wait, no. Anyway, I'm just wondering, would would the other kids have that same problem? Where they, um, have a middle name of where they came into being.
Probably those two are the only ones.
My mom would have been, um, would have been Deborah Philadelphia if you went with middle names for. I mean, if you went for for the place that they were born. Um, that does not work. Apparently, my grandpa wanted to spell Deborah Debra, and Grandma's like, no. So yeah. Um, I think seriously, I think if she would have been born at the time that I mean, if she would have been in high school when I was there, um, and and had that had that spelling of her name, they would have taken it to mean something. So anyway, of course,
I did want to do sausage.
I know, but wow. Okay, so I'm gonna take this being a spatula, and I'm gonna take this. Yeah, that looks a little more cooked. A little. Actually, I'm gonna have to go and take you guys and put you back in my chair again. Okay, I'll be back. What? Want me to try again? I could try again. Anyway, so I'm gonna go on to a safer topic that they get to the airport and then they find out um well they're running through the airport and Sean's got his sword at his side because they just got done with sword practice. Um or no, because it's after dinner. So they had sword practice before dinner. Apparently, he didn't have enough time to take it upstairs. Um, something like that. Anyway, and oh, okay, so yeah, this looks good now. I guess. No, but to light up the floor, I had to do that. He's saying, "Where are we, Tron?" Well, that looks nice and shriveled. Yeah, well, I had to be able to put down my controller, didn't I?
Mama, I thought you still have it on.
I wouldn't touch these for a while.
Indubitably. Now they look a little more cooked.
Yeah. So yesterday, they looked raw. His, his. Was it raining? Anyway, yesterday his sausages looked raw. And today they look cooked. Because I cooked them for an extra minute. Okay. Oh, hey, it's 11. Okay. So, that's the problem though. I don't know how to light up the gym at all whatsoever. Because they kind of, they nerfed the lights. I don't know if they fixed that or not, or more recently, but they nerfed the lights. So, like, I can't go and, I can't go and put the lights in the way that I want to because they're not as strong. They're not. Ooh, he's got a point there. Yeah, but it's kind of nerfed too. He said, what happened to the invisible light block? And it's like, oh yeah, duh. Okay. So, we will try that. I've got it here somewhere. I don't have it on me, but I think I've got it here somewhere. If not, I can always get another one. Okay, so this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This is the room where you get your hot lunch food, and it doesn't necessarily taste good. Okay, so we're gonna figure out the rest of this building um tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Don't go there.
No, that's all I ever sing. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna figure this out tomorrow. So I write books. They are available on Amazon in hardback, paperback, and ebook, and they are the Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 1, Pirate's Daughter, the Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 2, Misfortune, the Rolling Sea Beginnings Book 3, Hard Times, the Rolling Sea Traitor Book 1, Esperanza's Party, the Rolling Sea Traitor Book 2, The Island, the Rolling Sea Traitor Book 3, Lessons in Love. Yes, it is published now. Um, and a whole separate series called Adopted, and the first book is Coral. Because I figure we're gonna, adopt a lot of cats into our life. Maybe a dog at some point, whatever. And they're all gonna have their own little story of how they got into the family. So,
What you got?
yeah, I still need to write. Okay, so I still need to write Ben, and I still need to write Sam. And I need to get more information before I write Bobby, but I still need to write Bobby. So,
Bam.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What?
Short stories in Amazon.
Well, they are short stories. And then,
Are your War and Peace sized novels yet?
and then they are not. War and Peace is over 1,000 pages. So is one, in one version, so is one of the Harry Potter books. Although I looked it up, and I think it was only 800 something on pages on Amazon, and I don't understand that at all whatsoever. Because I remember there being one that was over 1,000 pages. I had them all on hardback, and I had them all on softback, and I got nothing now. Anyway, so yeah, and my husband's saying a small part for like a even smaller book for our cat Nancy. Um, she could probably have a 24-page book, but well, actually, the last book was 26 pages, but she could probably have a 24-page book. But the problem is that um I don't have enough pictures of her. And I feel really bad about this. I just don't have enough pictures of her. Um, oh, I made that straight up at the top. Oh my goodness. So anyway, um, Nancy and Coral came as a package deal. I was telling the um guy where we lived that we've got two cats, and I mean that we needed to be able to adopt the two cats because they had a one cat limit, which I think is nuts. Every cat needs a cat friend or a dog friend, depending. Anyway, they need a friend. So, the point is that they need a friend. So, I talked them into doing both. And then we got in trouble for uh, fostering several others, but, um, that's another story for another time. But anyway, um, so if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please. Oh, wait a minute. One more thing. Um, so coming eventually, that means anywhere between now and Christmas, hopefully, will be the Rolling Sea Beginnings book for Finding Love, and the Rolling Sea Beginnings, but I mean the Rolling Sea Traitor book for Test and Love. They'll be coming eventually, hopefully this year. Um, I usually edit when I feel like editing, so hopefully I will feel like editing lessons in, Test and Love, so then I can um, finish it. Okay, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is gonna be the bathroom. This will be the other multi-purpose room. Because there was the room where you sit down and eat, and then there was the multi-purpose room. We're gonna have to figure that out. The high school. There was like no, no. Either this wall was removable. Either this wall was removable, and this room was like this big, and then the gym, or there was that room. I mean, this room where you're eating, and then the multi-purpose room. But anyway,
Hey, baby girl. Come here.
what's
You
up?
got it?
Come here. Come here.
You want some more funny kitty cat?
I can't pet you until you come here. Well, anyway, if you're watching me on YouTube right now, please follow and chat. And if you're watching me on, um, no, if you're watching me on Twitch right now, please follow and chat. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, please like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and please get those valid public watch hours up. And I will see you in the next stream or video. As soon as I find a place to hide from the rain. It's not going to tell me where I was, but there.
Hey, kitty, what you doing?
I was just going to pet you, you silly.